I saw a manager that was scared to lose, a manager that just wanted to hold on rather than saying, we're a great team, we have attacking quality, let's go for it, let's express ourselves.
Welcome back. I'm Laura Kirk-Francis. We are bringing you the biggest debates across the World Cup. Let's introduce our guests for this week. Joining me today are the returning Christian Tai and Mina. Ibrahim. We'll take them. And making their debuts today, we have Sam Cox and Jed Adaya. Right, everyone. What a place to start. England are out. I wish we are meeting on better circumstances, but we're going to have to pick apart the carcass of England's World Cup campaign. Christian, should we start with you? Who are we blaming for last night? Is it Tuchel?
We're going there straight away. We're going straight there.
Blame. Yeah.
Straight in.
When this happens with England, I think the first thing we've got to do is point the finger at someone.
Yeah.
But if we're going to be fair, does Tuchel have to take some responsibility for going so defensive and trying to hang on for more than half an hour?
Of course he does. 100%. I thought the game plan in the first half was working. We didn't really create much, but they didn't create much. We had a lot of the ball. It wasn't very exciting. It was quite a boring game. But I thought if this is how it's going to be, we're going to take our chance eventually when we did get the chance. Why then change it so drastically? It wasn't even the substitution. I actually made a video and I said, the moment I realised it wasn't coming home was when Anthony Gordon went off and Konza came on. Nothing against Konza. I think he's been fantastic. But it just said to Argentina, we are now going to sit back. You were allowed the ball, pushed us deeper and deeper and deeper. Messi then had more space because Gordon was working hard up that channel on Messi. Took him off. Messi had more space. We then got pushed further and further back. And I was just thinking, why go so negative so early? I know we spoke earlier, we said it happened against Mexico. We had 10 men against Mexico. It didn't happen against Norway. We didn't do that. They were getting crosses into the box, but we were defending well. And we ended up winning that game against Norway. Last night, I don't know, look, it shouldn't end like this. It always ends like this for England fans, always. People watching this, why does it have to end like this?
Yeah, we are professional, having our heart broken. We're so good at it. We are really skilled at it.
It happened in 2018 against Croatia when we were 1-0 up, the free kick, the whole world, the whole country was buzzing, and then it ends like this. In 2022 against France, Harry Kane misses a penalty, it ends like this. Happened against Italy in 2021. Happened against Spain in 2024. Is it going to happen in 2028 and 2030?
It's the heritage
Possibly.
of England.
It might.
Yeah, it
Probably will. Probably will.
Mina, when we conceded that for the equaliser, how inevitable did it feel that we were then going to lose? Because I think it was at that moment when they scored the equaliser, I was like, man, we're done here. We are absolutely done.
It even felt like before the equaliser, they were going to score. I think that was the inevitable. When I was watching it with my family, everyone was just like, oh, we're just waiting for the goal. It's going to come. We just don't know when. And I just feel like I think England's biggest shortcoming when it comes to these kind of competitions is they have this underdog mentality. England shouldn't be an underdog. I know, albeit they haven't won a lot on the international stage, but when you look at the squad that they have in comparison to, a lot of the other nations, they should have themselves in these conversations of, we have the mentality, we have the squad, we are not underdogs. But they went into this Argentina game and I'm not going to lie, the officiating was a completely different conversation in the first half because it shocks me that the first player to get booked was Elliot Anderson, even though I could have counted a few yellow cards that should have come before that for Argentina. But I just feel like with England, their biggest problem, you're saying, what's going to happen in 2028 and 2030? They need to move away from this idea that they are the underdogs because being the underdog won't always get you anywhere. Look at, nations like Morocco, etc.
How do they move away from that though, Mina?
It's a mentality
what do they do?
thing.
How do they change that mentality when they haven't got over the line?
I think it's just a mentality thing. You look at Thomas Tuchel leading up to the competition, even in the competition, criticising his players off the back of that Mexico performance, and then you got the pundits or the presenters and the interviewers, putting questions to the players, trying to cause a divide within the squad between the players and the managers. And I just think, the best kind of unity I've seen within the England camp was under Southgate. I know a lot of people kind of criticised the way England played under Southgate, but you look at the way that everyone, especially 2022, the 2021 Euros, it felt like there was a bit of harmony, and I don't feel like there was much underdog mentality. I'm not going to lie, this World Cup semi-final kind of knockout, it hurt more than I think the Euros finals.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man, in the streets of London, leading, it just felt like it was going, like England were getting to the final. So I think definitely this hurt more than the others, but I'm sure England can take a lot from this.
You talk about mentality. 77% of teams that score first in the World Cup knockouts end up advancing. Sam, I feel like you were a little bit defensive of Thomas Tuchel earlier when we were talking about it. Can you try and explain to us, like us, those who maybe you've got managing experience, why are we making those substitutions? Like, have we missed something? Because I feel like we're all screaming on the touchlines and thinking, what are you doing? But you think maybe there's a reason for it?
I think first and foremost, I think the better team won. I think we all need to understand that the better team won the game yesterday.
Do you agree with that, Jed? Just before you go on.
I feel like you have to say, I feel like we allowed them to be the better team. That's how I'll put it. We allowed them to be the better team.
The better team won on the day.
Yeah.
The better team won on the day. I think also, in response to you, I think in terms of mentality, I do actually genuinely believe the players thought that they can go on and be successful in this tournament and win the competition. How you get past that underdog mentality, I don't know. I actually think that the boys actually believe they can win it this year, I'll be honest. And in terms of the criticism that Tuchel's getting this morning, I think, of course, there has to be some responsibility that lies on the gaffer and his decisions that he's made, substitutions and changing of formation. But I think a lot of it is actually quite harsh, to be fair. And I think if you look in the balance of the game, we've gone 1-0 up on, what was it, 65? Was it 65th minute? So Gordon scored on 65, 1-0 up. The instruction from the gaffer has not then been to sit back, because if you see the first instance that happens on kickoff, what happens? We go after them, we press them, okay? And then we go on to press them continually after that, still in a 4-4-2, out of possession. What happens then is it gets to the hydration break. Yeah, there was a few warning signs before. Messi's had a chance in the box after Harry's turned over possession near the area. I think Simeone has his shot that's blocked by Spence. He makes a great tackle. I think there was another chance. I think we tried to play out from Pickford. Spence gave the ball away. So there were some warning signs. And naturally, as a player, what happens? You generally retreat and go back. That instruction hasn't come from the gaffer, because you've seen in 3 instances after they've had the kickoff, we're still trying to press in a 4-4-2. It was only until we got to the hydration break, that's when he made the change, Gordon for Konza. We then changed the formation. We went to a 5-3-2, right? We went to a 5-3-2. So naturally, what do you do? I think this was a conversation we had. Do you take Gordon off for a Rashford, for example, which everybody's asking for? Let's take the game to them. When we're under the cosh, Gonzalez just come on. He's fresh. Rashford would then have to have more defensive responsibilities. So I don't think that change was actually the problem. I think the problem probably occurred is when Dan Burn came on, when we went to a 5-4-1.
Can I say that it was actually really early in that second half. So from the 55th minute to the second goal, England had 12% possession. So it wasn't just after we'd scored, it was throughout the rest of that second half where we were just absorbing pressure. Jed, do you think, though, given that we were all sat here after the Mexico game saying how brave England were defending for half an hour, can we applaud when it works and then suddenly a week later go, hang on a second, that was rubbish?
Yeah, I feel like you have to really understand the context of the situation. In the Mexico game, watching it live, going down to 10 men and then scoring a penalty, I feel like the only option you have is to go defensive, because now you've gone 3-1 up. You're down to 10 men. Look, it's a 2-goal lead. Hold on to what you have. A 1-goal lead is never safe. And that's where I feel like at 1-0 yesterday, 55th minute, if you are going to sit in, then start playing counter-attacking football. But you can't just sit in and be kicking the ball long.
So in that instance, would you have taken Gordon off for Konza or Rashford? When you're under the cosh, when they're coming at you, when you're naturally players are just sitting into a deep block. So Rashford knowing that he's going to have more defensive responsibilities. Who do you then change him for?
I feel like this is where it's hard, because maybe because of the kind of football I like to see is very like attacking and entertaining. If you do that like for like change and maybe Argentina do score, but they score earlier, there's more time for you to, I guess, come back into that. But making the change when... And I think I said it earlier, if he brought on Rashford when it was 1-1 and started to like be a bit more progressive then I would have had a lot more grace for it. You've gone 2-1 down and now you're bringing on 2 attackers with 4 minutes left.
Because he had to. I will say as well,
it was a Hail Mary, but then...
It's not just all on Tuchel.
Oh, of course not.
You can look 100%. At the individual moments. We know they were going short from corners every single time. They were leaving a man free on the edge of the box. Why are we not closing down quicker? Letting Enzo get the shot off. I think Pickford should have saved it. I really do.
Mina, do you agree?
You see Jude Bellingham saying it was the middle of the net.
Mina, you just nodded your head.
No, I think Pickford should have done better to attempt to save
at least get a hand to it. Like he made some brilliant saves earlier in the game. It was fantastic, but I feel like he's let himself down there. And then the second goal, you can either say don't let him get the cross in. Or you can say, well, he showed Messi onto his right foot and he's got an outstanding crossing. You can look at either ways. Do you know what I mean? It's a brilliant cross from probably the best player ever. And sometimes you have to hold your hands up and say, that was top quality. Lautaro Martinez was in the right place. It was pinpoint. So there was a couple of moments, mistakes from the players, mistakes from the manager. And like you say, that inexperience kind of came through. They're the world champions. They won it last time. They got the experience. They got the greatest player ever. They were the better team on the day. But I also agree, there's so many ways to look at it. You know, we kind of let them be the better team, but they've got, it's such a weird game. I can see so many perspective and angles.
Do you understand, like, in a manager's perspective, you know, when we've scored, gone 1-0 up, he actually hasn't changed the formation. We're still pressing the 4-4-2. We're still playing.
Yeah, I think...
We haven't changed.
We did retreat, though.
But that's naturally as a player. You could speak.
But then what the manager what he should do then is make an attacking change.
So that's
as soon as we start
what
retreating, then put a Saka on, then put a Rashford on, then play the long ball out to Rashford and spread the game a little bit, stretch it.
Yeah.
Rather than just let your team get pushed back further and further back, and then in the 74th minute go, well, we're already pinned back, let me put on an extra defender, and then another one, and then another one.
Yeah.
End the game with 7 defenders on the pitch.
So you wouldn't have changed Gordon for Konza?
No way.
No,
You wouldn't.
no. There's been a lot of calls, I think, this morning around Harry Kane. He had a quiet game. It's quite hard to criticise him after the tournament he's had. And he only needs one opportunity. But, Mina, would you have taken him off maybe late on just to give someone else, Ollie Watkins maybe, as an out for us? Because by then we were hoofing it up and there was literally no one there.
It's interesting. Firstly, Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham carried Thomas Tuchel throughout the entire competition. I think it's only Gordon and Rashford that scored outside of them two, right? But when Harry Kane plays, especially in games where I feel like England are playing that lower block, especially in the latter stages of the game against Argentina, I feel like he becomes a null factor. He doesn't really offer much out of possession, you know, his ability to get around the pitch and maybe getting on someone like Ivan Toney or Ollie Watkins. Even Ivan Toney getting his first minutes in a Hail Mary, you said, which is quite sad. Get on someone with fresh legs that can kind of press and help keep the shape because, again, you're going long all the time. Harry Kane ain't going to chase the ball down. And once he gets to, you know, the goalkeeper, he ain't going to close the goalkeeper down. So you're giving Emi Martinez time on the ball to pick out his pass and make his decision. And I don't think taking off Harry Kane in a moment like that necessarily is, you know, as the kids would say, hooked. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's just a tactical change. And we've seen, you know, big players come off in the World Cup in the dying minutes of the game. So I do think it could have been a decision for Thomas Tuchel.
Need to be bolder there. Okay, who would have left Harry Kane on the pitch and who would have maybe taken him off?
I don't think Harry Kane was the problem, Laura.
No.
What disappointed me from Tuchel, there's an interview when he first became England manager, and he said the last England teams, or I think he's talking about the 2024 final, he said that England were too scared to lose and more worried about going out than they were excited to win.
Yeah.
What have we
That's
just
what
seen?
I saw from Tuchel yesterday. I saw a manager that was scared to lose, a manager that just wanted to hold on rather than saying, we're a great team, we have attacking quality, let's go for it, let's express ourselves. And then if we go out, like we'd all be sitting here now if we went for it saying, fair play. That's Argentina, the greatest player ever. Like, at least we went for it, we put everything on the pitch. Now we're sitting here saying, it was wrong. We looked scared, we were cowards.
Yeah.
That's not how it should be.
Do you know what's so frustrating as well is because I think we all felt like this after the Italy final, after the Spain final. We were crying at Southgate for doing this. It does feel like, fast forward to today, we all feel the same again, and that's what makes it crushing.
But I think it's valid because I think that's what Thomas Tuchel was brought in to get England past that hurdle that Southgate couldn't. And, you know, a lot of like Chelsea fans, etc., always refer to him as this great cup manager because he's good at these kind of game states where you're seeing out the game. So in a way, it is his element of football. It's getting the goal and seeing it out, whether it's beautiful football or it's not nice football. I've seen Chelsea do it against City in the Champions League.
I do think the players look spent as well, to be honest. You go on about Harry Kane as well and potentially being brought off, and I think that potentially could have been the right decision to get a Watkins off. That would probably get us higher up the pitch and maybe press and chase a few more things down. But I think in general, the players did look spent. And I think after going 1-0 up and we did naturally retreat, like I said, I don't think that was Gaffer's instructions. That's just football sometimes. And I do think we've kind of... We plateaued to a point where we just...
Yeah. Where does this rank for everyone when it comes to England heartbreaks? Like, how, think about all the times you've been upset about England. Where does this rank for you? Because for me, I think this is the worst
I think
ever.
I agree.
I think it is.
I think it can't get worse than the Iceland Euros.
Oh, possibly.
It can't get worse than that.
Iceland.
I don't think it could get worse than that.
Yeah. The best
That
thing
was
is,
bad.
yeah.
That was horrible.
That was more embarrassing.
That was
than
traumatizing.
heartbreak.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
nowhere near.
We got
agree.
a whole buffet of emotions
agree.
to pick
Yeah.
from here.
I
We
think-
got embarrassment, we got shock, we got disappointment. Last night it was being lulled into. I feel like like you promised me something and you took it away.
It's the 6
I know,
stages
yeah.
of grief.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Croatia
Yeah,
was
where's
the
everyone
same in
feeling today?
2018,
Yeah.
wasn't it? For me, the penalties against Italy was
Yeah,
the
that
worst.
was the worst because we got back into it.
Yeah.
Pickford made a big
Jen,
save.
you've
Do you know
been
what
thinking
though?
about this.
The thing is, penalties, it's like, honestly, you win some, you lose some. And I actually saw that the other day. I saw the penalty shootout. I was just thinking like, it is actually quite unlucky. Rashford hits the post. If that goes in off the post, it's a great penalty. He hits the post, it goes out.
I think penalties is the biggest.
Would you say,
It's the worst,
sorry,
it's the
not sorry
worst.
to make it about Arsenal, but would you say we're unlucky in the Champions League final then? It's 50-50.
No,
it's unlucky, right?
genuinely
Yeah.
it is unlucky
Yeah,
because...
okay. Yeah, that's how everyone felt about
But
it.
I mean,
Sure.
listen, that's what I was praying for. I wanted it to go to penalties so Arsenal could be unlucky. I needed a bit of luck for myself.
Yeah,
It's been a
fair
terrible
enough.
season. But when we talk about this one, I feel like, obviously we always say it's the hope that kills you. This, for me, feels like genuinely one of the times that I was most like, do you know what? It's there for the taking. This Argentina team is beatable. France are amazing attacking-wise, not necessarily the best when it comes to preventing counterattacks and stuff. Spain also look very beatable. Spain and Argentina struggled to beat Cape Verde. No disrespect to them because it's their first World Cup. Props to them because they were amazing. But it's like you got these two powerhouses that have both. Spain struggled to score, didn't get a goal. Argentina could easily have lost that game in extra time. I feel like if it went to penalties, Cape Verde were going to take that because they had all the momentum. England had this there for the taking. Argentina was so beatable. And I just like, I feel sick to my stomach because I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to get over this, you know.
No.
I don't. I
Even
feel
if
like
you think about the bracket of England, the
bracket,
side
it
that
was
they were on
so
is the favourable one.
It's
They were on
so
the favourable side.
It was literally like Arsenal's Champions League
Oh,
campaign.
my days.
Carbon
Stop bringing
copied.
up Arsenal.
No, hear me out. Carbon copied, like that Champions League bracket was built for you to make the final.
Yeah,
That's what it
we
feels
got
like.
to the final, though. That's the difference.
And that's
England
the
didn't even make
issue.
the
Is
final.
like, England, this is built for you to make the final. It was built for Argentina to make the final. One of you have to give, and I don't know.
I
This
think
Argentina team,
in the
man.
context as well, how we got through the first 20 minutes is what I'm also thinking about. Is they tried all of what we expected, which is foul after foul after foul. As you said, Mina, the first yellow card went to Ellie Anderson, which is insane. And at that point, I thought we've actually weathered the storm here really, really well. And so I think the sort of flavour of heartbreak, as you said, how many of you started thinking about, where am I going to watch the final?
I was
Be
thinking about
honest.
that before.
Be
I already
honest.
planned
Who
it.
was thinking, I'm going to watch the final with my friend?
I saw the O2 are going to be doing a screening, so I was
I was
looking to
going
get
to
the
the-
tickets.
I was
I was
going to the
thinking,
O2.
let me
I
buy
was
the
going to
tickets
the
at
O2.
full time.
Yeah, I think, do I need to get on the website of the pubs? Like, do I need to get some food in? Who am
I
I
was
going
trying to
watch
have
with?
a massive barbecue and watch party and just, I was thinking in my mind, I'm going to get like a screen, set up a projector
Yeah.
or something in the garden, get a nice little gazebo so the sun's not cutting
I was even
Everything
thinking
was
about
already
the
planned.
parade. Like
Yeah.
I was
The
thinking
the
that far ahead.
parade.
I was thinking,
Wow.
where are we gonna go? Are we gonna go
I was thinking, are they
where the
gonna come
bus
to London?
ends?
Yeah.
Are we gonna go where the bus
Yeah.
starts? Are we gonna go to the middle point?
I cancelled the holiday.
Honestly.
Cancelled holiday.
I cancelled holiday this weekend because I thought we was getting to the final. So I've delayed it until next week because I didn't want to be in a foreign country. I'd rather be
Yeah.
in Portobello Road celebrating.
This is the thing.
It's actually
And is the parade going to be the day
sad.
after or is it the week after? That's
And
what I was also
are we
thinking
doing
that
multi-city as well? Do we start in Manchester?
we
Then do we
have
finish
to
in
like just
London?
I feel like we have to have like a bank holiday week and just like
Yeah.
No one goes to work.
yeah.
goes to work.
Everyone just goes
Everyone
to the
gets
parade.
to see the World Cup. Everyone
Well,
gets to
guys,
touch it.
All is not lost. There is a third place playoff
No.
game.
Great.
So we could be coming home with something, which is better than Scotland can say. We could have a nice third place medal. Do we care about this game? Is anyone going to watch it?
I think they
Do
need
they
to scrap
actually
it.
give out medals?
Nah,
not.
not
You
for
get a
the third
bronze
place
medal
one.
for
I don't
finishing
think so.
third.
No, I don't think so. You just
I
get.
think you get a medal,
ridiculous.
don't you?
Because I don't remember them doing like
I'm sorry, if you're forcing
an
me to
I
award
play
think
in a game, I
Croatia
want a
did
medal.
get I think Croatia.
No, you do get a medal.
Belgium. I think Belgium
I don't
got a
remember the
medal in
last one. I know we
2018.
spoke about it. I didn't watch the last one.
Yeah, I think Belgium got one in
What are they going to do?
2018.
Like a whole
I didn't care.
procession where
No,
you're now
you just
like,
get a medal. I think. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
you don't.
want
You
that.
don't get to walk up the
Don't want
stairs
that.
and all
No,
of
Yeah,
that.
third
good.
place gets
I'm
a
actually
bronze
alright.
medal, which is probably one of those ones that you just launch into the crowd and never think about again. Anyone going to watch it? Anyone got any grand plans?
I'll probably
No,
no,
watch
O2
it.
screening for the third place playoff?
Surely they're not putting that on.
No.
No chance.
no grand plans. I'll probably watch it if there's a TV somewhere in my line of sight. But yeah, I don't care.
It's the saddest
It's
game
just
in the
gonna
world. It's
hurt,
the one you
yeah.
just don't want to be in. looking ahead then, so the FA have given public backing to Tuchel. He obviously wants to stay. Do we trust, if we look forward to the Euro 2028, do we trust that this is still the right man? Or has the damage that was done last night kind of really reshaped our thinking around Thomas Tuchel?
I will say, some of the decisions before the tournament, I questioned. Leaving Trent at home, leaving Palmer at home, those two especially.
Is that not a little bit hindsight coming in here, or is that?
Yeah, it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But hindsight in football is a thing that I think should be used. It's like, right, you made that decision. If it doesn't work, let's question it. And that's what I'm doing now. When Livramento got injured and he didn't take Trent, called up Chalobah, who never saw the pitch and was never going to see the pitch.
He's had a lovely holiday, you know. He's been
Brilliant,
to Miami,
a beautiful
he's been to Mexico.
holiday. I'm sure
Stunning,
he has.
absolutely stunning.
Probably got to shake hands with Lionel Messi. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. But he shouldn't have been there. Trent Alexander-Arnold should have been there. Maybe that's a personal thing. I don't know what it was. But those decisions were always going to get called out if it didn't work. And it didn't. So he's got to answer for those. If they're giving him time, if they want to back him, fair enough. But I know right now he's lost a lot of faith in me and a lot of faith in a lot of English people. And he's got to find a way to fix it. Look, he is a winning manager. He's won the Champions League, the biggest trophy there is to win in club football. So he knows what it is to get over the line. That was with the Chelsea team, by the way, with Timo Werner and Kai Havertz up front.
People forget that.
Mason Mount
it was
in
a
the
very
team. Like, it wasn't with
team,
the greatest team ever.
Yeah.
So he knows what it is to win. He is a good manager. He made mistakes last night. Like I say, he lost the faith of a lot of people. But if they're going to keep him, then he needs to find a way to fix it.
Yeah. What does this team look like in 2028? Who? I mean, it's 2 years away. It's not that far. Who gets left at home? Is that Harry Kane's last World Cup tournament? Is it time to move on?
I don't think it is.
I think Harry could play the next World Cup.
Yeah.
You reckon 4 years' time?
I think
Maybe like 36, I
The
think.
type of player he is,
37?
Yeah.
he's able to... We've already seen, like, I feel like his game has transformed a lot more in recent years. I hear that he was like this as well, but I didn't really get to see a lot of him early on. It's only when he kind of left and went to Bayern Munich that I started to notice this guy's basically a quarterback. That's what he like. I don't think I've ever seen a striker pick the ball up on their 18-yard box and be looking to ping passes and
Wayne
stuff.
Rooney did that.
No,
Can I just put
do you know what?
that out? Wayne Rooney did that. Let me just
I
put
don't
that out
actually
there.
see Rooney as a
Rooney's
striker.
the only
you know.
other one that
Yeah.
was similar to Kane in that way.
I don't actually see Rooney as a striker. In my mind, he's just a 10 to me. I don't know why. I know he's a striker, but in my mind, it's just like...
Harry as an academy player, when we were coming
Was
up
he a
through
10
the
as
academy,
well?
he was always a 10.
Is it?
Harry was
That
always,
makes
but he
so
played
much
everywhere.
sense.
He played as a 10, played as a
Yeah.
7, played as an 8. And then probably when he got to probably second year scholar, that's when he started more predominantly as a 9.
That makes so much sense.
He was always a 10.
Yeah,
to me.
because he looks like... Yeah, I've never seen anything like it where it's like, I'm actually watching this guy and thinking, oh my God. To me, he's the best player in the world right now.
Harry Kane.
Ballon d'Or contender?
Yeah, I think this is why this World Cup has just really upset me, because I thought if England win it, he's a lock and he's going to
I
get
hate the fact that Ballon d'Or, it depends on who wins
does,
the
doesn't
international
it?
trophy in
They're
that
gonna
summer.
go and give it
It's
to
very
Messi now.
frustrating.
He's cost
Like, it's
him a
just-
Ballon d'Or.
If Messi wins
So
another
who
one.
wins Ballon d'Or now?
Whoever.
Do you know what's so
Lamine
mad?
Yamal if Spain win it.
I still feel like...
Because I think it
I
goes
think
with
Yamal-
the international
Yamal
trophy,
could-
He also
unfortunately.
won the league, didn't he?
Yeah. He won the league as well.
I still
If
feel
you
like
say
I give it to
Ronaldo
Harry
here,
Kane.
I'm going to throw you out of the studio.
No.
Please.
I still give it to Harry Kane.
Nah,
Yeah.
Kane can't win it now.
Kane
Ahead,
Okay,
of,
so-
ahead of Elise?
Elise, I think, has had a solid
ahead
campaign
of
as well.
Dembele, by the way.
Yeah.
He's won every cup. Like,
I just think Dembele's he didn't play much throughout the season. It's really towards
Yeah,
the latter
he
stages
didn't
of the
really play
season
in the
he
league,
picked
did
up,
he?
especially in the league.
Yeah.
He did.
so who'd your top 3 be?
My
Ballon
top
d'Or?
3 would have been, I would say, Elise, Kane.
People were screaming Rice. I was
Third
never
one is
hearing that one.
Whoa.
third one is.
Never
is
Does
hearing
no
that
one
one.
think that Messi can win it?
I don't think he should.
I think if he wins the World
I
Cup,
feel
you
like-
have to throw him in
I
the
feel like-
conversation.
no.
Single-handedly drag his
But I
country
feel like they'll give it to him.
win the second World Cup
Yeah.
But I don't think... And I think this
and
is
would
the
be
issue.
top scorer in the competition.
But you can't. I
Do you
agree.
have to play in Europe to
I
win?
agree. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you
Club
have
level.
to look at
Domestically, I
domestic
don't
as
think
well.
you can say
Harry
that, yeah.
scored nearly 80
Yeah,
goals
like-
in a season,
yeah.
man.
I know, I get that. I'm not saying I would give it to him. I'm just saying it's definitely a shout.
It's 8 games that he's playing. Is it 8 games? So I think it's 8 games.
Yeah, but it's 8
Yeah.
games on the biggest stage.
The biggest
which-
stage,
which
still
is
unbelievable.
true.
It's
He's
unbelievable.
got a
But
record number
You've
of
now
goals
got
and
people
assists.
that are playing 8 games or... I mean, Kane is still going to play 8 games. Yes, it's the third place player, whatever. But he's still going to play 8 games. Plus what he's done in his club season. I don't think that can now be overlooked
Messi
just because...
still had a good season in the MLS. I know it's not as glamorous and shiny as Europe,
so
obviously.
my question is this though. If Ronaldo made it to the final with Portugal, scored 8 goals, and they win, does he get the Ballon d'Or at the end?
No.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying I'll give it to Messi or Ronaldo. I'm just saying
He'll definitely be in those conversations.
Yeah,
I think people will bring up that conversation.
I don't think people
I
would
think
even
Harry's up there. He's
put
in
him
the top three.
For me, it's
sure.
Harry, Elise, Yamal, top three.
I agree.
I don't mind Yamal winning it. I'll be real. I
No,
actually don't.
Mbappe not even getting a shout. Scored over 40 goals for
But
Real
all
Madrid.
those goals,
think he gets
nothing
to
to
the
prove
top
for
three.
it.
Really?
No
Yeah,
choices.
I think that's the only
on
thing.
the subject of Lamine Yamal, let's have a look ahead to the final, which England are not in, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll chill about that. We're going to have forgotten about it by the time it comes around. Christian, you've been very positive about Spain leading up to this. Do you see them winning this against Argentina? And do you think the world is supporting Spain? Because personally, I'm all Spain now.
I know what you mean. I love Lionel Messi, so it's hard to see Argentina without him. If they didn't have Lionel Messi, the way they've been playing, the amount of fouls, how kind of rough they are, I would want them to lose. But because they've got Messi, there's a bit
Difficult
of bias
to
there.
like, but hard to hate Messi.
Yeah, exactly that. I think it's going to be a great game. It's control versus magic is the way I see it. The way I saw Spain versus France was control versus outstanding attack. Whereas Argentina just have that magic and never say die attitude. We saw it against Egypt, Cape Verde, England, coming from behind every single time. When you've got a man like Messi, it's impossible to write him off. I do think Spain are a better team. I think that midfield, Rodri looks
Best
like
player
he's playing the best
I think he's
football
been
of
the
his
best player
career,
in the World Cup.
which is
Yeah, I
absolutely
agree.
incredible. Like Pedri's on the bench. Mikel Merino's come off the bench and scored 2 winners. Like their defence, Kubasi and Laporte. Laporte plays in Saudi and he's looking like the Man City Laporte. Cucurella now is rejuvenated now that he's left Chelsea, that toxic environment, and gone to Real Madrid. So
unbelievable
they've
last
got a
game.
very, very good team. A very good team. Obviously, Lamine Yamal hasn't even hit the heights yet this tournament. I thought he was good against France, but we know he's capable of great. Oyarzabal, unsung hero of this tournament. Even Baena on the left. They've got quality all around the pitch. But Argentina just keep pulling it out of the bag. We saw it again last night. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. If I was to hang my hat on one right now, it would be Spain. But it really wouldn't surprise me if Spain were 2-0 up and Argentina won 3-2.
This is the first time that the two nations ranked 1 and 2 in the FIFA rankings are in the final. So it's fair to say it's probably a final that we might have expected. Sam, do you think it's a match-up, as Christian just said there, of a kind of collective in Spain, the sum of their parts being greater than the individuals themselves, against a superstar? Because this whole tournament has been about individuals. We've had Mbappe, Haaland, basically dragging Norway through. This final feels like a really nice kind of, as you just said, control team against individual superstar. Like, do you want to see Messi win it?
Oh, I echo what Christian just said, to be fair. You can't hate the guy. But I think probably especially after...
I hated him a little bit last night, but carry on. Yeah, carry on.
I think after last night, I think naturally I am edging more towards Spain. I also love watching them play. I think structurally and the flow of the way they control games, it's for a coach and for any manager or anybody watching football, I think that's how you want to see football. That's how you want to watch it. I think after last night, I think some of the antics that went on, the spikiness between the two teams, and especially that first 20 minutes, them leaving a few on our players, I'm favouring Spain. But it's definitely going to be a spectacle. I think naturally they are the two best teams you look at. Probably in a romantic world, we would have loved it to be England versus France, but I actually think Argentina, Spain are probably best team.
I think that's fair. Mina, earlier you said France had maybe gassed out a bit earlier in this tournament. They kind of played their best football when it didn't really matter. The opposite maybe can be said with Spain. How do you think they've come into this really good form at this late in the stage? Like, is it a management thing, or is it just the players know that actually the World Cup can't be won against Cape Verde in their first game, but it can be won in the World Cup final? Yeah,
I think it's a bit of both. Got to give credit to their manager. I think he's won pretty much nearly everything with Spanish football, from the youth systems all the way up to the Euros. For me, it's a great story. I love, World Cup is always about stories, and I feel like it's a little bit of the passing of the torch from Messi to Yamal. So I want Spain to win, because I also want Yamal to win a World Cup. He's got a Euros, he's got a La Liga. All he needs really is the Champions League, and then he's done it all before the age of 20. And I'm sure a lot of people are rooting for Spain. One thing I like about Spain when I've watched them is, even though they are not the most thrilling attack-wise, Oyarzabal up top, Baena, etc. Even Yamal wasn't playing their first game in the group stages. They're just a team, a unit. Like, and I think that's what people forget a lot of the time. Like with Argentina, when I was watching them against England, you know, someone leaves something on Messi and the entire squad come running. And sometimes it's like, are you playing for, you know, the cause, i.e. the nation, or are you playing for that one player? And with Spain, I think they have everybody that carries their weight defensively all the way up to the attack. It might not be the most beautiful attack on paper, but it gets the job done. And football, you know, they hold on to a lot of possession. And sometimes I find that boring. I'm just watching the ball go left to right, up, down. But then if you watch the intricate details, you realise really Spain are the best team in possession.
I love the details.
And it reminds me of like, you know, Barcelona growing up. They did it to Manchester United twice in the Champions League final and you just couldn't get the ball. No, I'm a United fan and it's traumatic. But they were just a great team in possession. Even Man City under Pep as well. And I think Spain do that very well. So I'm rooting for Spain. I want Spain to bring it.
Jed, what's your score prediction for the final? In fact, we'll do this for everyone. How do we see this
score
game down?
prediction.
I mean, for the neutral, although I'm not neutral now, unfortunately, I'm definitely Spain. It would be nice to see this decided on penalties. Just for the entertainment factor.
I don't know if I want that.
No?
I feel like I want a game that was similar to the last World Cup final, but decided like 118th, 119th minute.
Yeah, last minute winner.
Just before penalties,
For who?
Spain.
Yeah.
I need that one. I feel like football needs that one. I think even though like we can like kind of joke online or like, Ronaldo, Messi, if Messi wins it, then the debate's done and blah, blah, blah. But I think for me, it's not really a good look for football if Argentina win the trophy like this because of all the controversy around
Leaves a sour taste.
their matches and stuff. Because like, I'm seeing so many people getting into football because of the World Cup. It happens every time it comes around. And I've got friends that never understood a thing about football watching this now and being like, oh my gosh, these lot are cheating. How can stuff like this be going on? And I'm like, listen, this is what we see. You always see like the bigger teams are favoured and the smaller teams are kind of like overlooked. And people don't want to watch something like that. You want to be able to root for the underdog knowing they have a chance of winning. But if it's that every decision is going to keep going against them and you're just going to keep favouring the bigger nations and the bigger teams, then it's going to leave a very sour taste and no one really wants to watch that anymore. I'm not even sure if I want to watch the final. I probably will anyway because I love football, but I'm just like, I can't sit in a world where Argentina are going to win it off of this. And I think it's frustrating because they don't have the best team, but they've got a great like unit, camaraderie, everything. And if they didn't have these decisions going their way, they could easily still compete and still win. They've got Messi. Watching him is actually just a joke. Like the way he creates space. I know everyone was saying about O'Reilly maybe kind of like giving him a bit too much space out there, but I don't think people understand that's Lionel Messi. If he wants space, he's going to get space. It's very, very hard to stop him from doing that. We saw it in their first game. We saw it against Austria. We saw it against Egypt when he scored because the two defenders have switched off and he's just drifted into the box. How you can leave that guy with 10 yards of space, to me, is insane. But he gets it every single time, so it shows his quality. But I just feel like if we're kind of looking at it like this and thinking, you guys have Messi, who is the best player of all time that people say. For me, it's Ronaldo.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
I think
Just
it's
say
debatable.
it.
I think it's just, listen, apples and pears, you know?
Fair enough.
But I feel like if you have someone like this, then you shouldn't need to.
We don't need the dark
I don't want to say that they're necessarily cheating, but we can see a lot of things going in their favour. Messi should have been sent off in the very first game, because if that was anybody else, and I said it at the start that, to be fair, Ronaldo and Messi were never going to see a red card in this tournament, whatever they did, because they're the ones bringing the viewers in. You're not going to have them missing 1 or 2 games like Quansah did, for example. Like, it's just not going to happen. But the challenges that they were making and the decisions, the offsides, the VAR stuff, everything just seemingly going their way. It's just, it's not for me.
Right, let's do quick fire predictions then. Christian,
Quick fire.
Who's winning?
Spain are winning.
Spain, Sam? Spain, Mina?
Spain.
I'm going Spain. Mikel Merino winner.
No.
I think it's going to be like a 1-0. I think it's going to be a very good game, but it's a decider late into it.
No scores, we're just saying
Merino or Oyarzabal, one of them two.
There you go.
What about Yamal, guys? It's about Yamal. Like, why are we not talking about my guy?
We're talking about him.
Can I
I'm
just
just pointing
say,
out the obvious.
You know that picture? It must have been, what was it, 18 years ago?
Of him giving him a
Messi
bath.
giving Lamine Yamal a bath.
Yeah.
And now they're playing against each other in the World Cup
it's
final.
unbelievable.
The current Barcelona number 10 versus the greatest Barcelona number 10 of all time. It's insane. What a story that is.
What a story.
Yeah.
Well, we can hope for a good World Cup final. Come on, Spain. Guys, thank you. We could debate this all day, but we've got 4 years to debate what England do next. We hope you enjoyed it as well. As ever, let us know in the comments what you think, and we will see you next time.